Greetings, fellow fanboys. This is I, Matthew the Fanboy, hitting you up with another fanboy review. Tonight I went to go see X-Men Days of Future Past, and it was awesome. It was really awesome. As you know, this is the 7th run for X-Men. That's X-Men. That's the 1.5 version. Has special features. X2, X-Men United. X-Men The Last Stand, also known as X-Men 3 The Last Stand. X-Men Origins Wolverine. X-Men First Class, and The Wolverine. I have to say I was pretty freaking impressed. Now, as some of you may know, 3 of those 6 existing films aren't that great. Those being X-Men 3, X-Men Origins, and The Wolverine. But this one, oh man, this one more than made up for it. Oh my gosh. They do pull Star Trek 11. Slight spoiler alert today, guys. Slight spoilers. If you didn't like this, well, now you don't have to deal with it. This part of the timeline is erased. And you know, it didn't work anyway, because in this one, Emma Frost is in her mid-late 30s. And in this one, which is supposed to take place 20 years afterwards, maybe more, 30 years afterwards, she's 12 or 15. Something's not meshing here. The other big glaring inconsistency was that in X-Men 3 and in Origins Wolverine, Charles is walking at the beginning and end, respectively, between the 2 films. How'd that happen? When he got injured in First Class. So the timeline already didn't work. Now, the glaring inconsistency of Charles walking, they took care of that. No problem. The only thing we can say for Emma Frost is that perhaps it was a cuckoo. As you know, she has the cuckoo clones. But yeah, fantastic film. Really good soundtrack, really good cinematography, direction. Bryan Singer is back in the director's chair, people. Hello. Thank God. Yes! It's like his big, I'm sorry, fans. I'm sorry. I left to go do Superman. You got stuck by this, directed by the guy that did Rush Hour. I'm so sorry for, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. It's almost like he said, I'm really, really sorry about this because I wasn't on the project. I'm sorry that you got this version of Deadpool. Ugh. It was great fun. It was seriously great fun. I'm going to say most of your favorite X-Men have returned. We have Halle Berry back as Storm. We have Shawn Ashmore back as Iceman. We have Jennifer Lawrence as young Mystique. Old Mystique, played by Rebecca Romijn, is not in it, I'm afraid. That was very sad. We got Colossus. I forget who played him. We've got Omar Sy playing Bishop from the future. I love Bishop, but he's supposed to be a little from the future in this one. We got Havoc, Scott's brother, back. We've got Magneto, Ian McKellen, and Michael Fassbender. It was great. Of course, Professor X is back. Young Charles is James McAvoy. And old Charles is, of course, my favorite Starfleet captain, Captain Jean-Luc Picard. It's about the Sentinel Wars in the future. And we get regular Logan and past Logan with the bone claws. But not to be confused with Weapon X. These are my son's toys, but I play with them. I'll admit it. I play with them more than he does, actually. A couple characters I would have wished to the Lord that had been there. One glaring absence in our lives. It's been missing since the 2nd film. Frackin' Nightcrawler, man. I love Nightcrawler. And I only got to see him on screen once. Come on, Alan Cumming. I was hoping they were going to mention something about, you know, how Mystique had gotten pregnant at some point, and that's what's changed her so much. Because, you know, remember at the end of First Class, she's still a very sweet person, you know. as opposed to the hard-as-nails killer that we all know and love from throughout the series. Ellen Page is back as Kitty / Shadowcat. I already talked to Jennifer Lawrence. Peter Dinklage as Trask, the Sentinel inventor. I love him. I love him on Game of Thrones. He is my absolute favorite of the entire cast. Well, him and Daenerys. Anna Paquin makes a very, very brief cameo as Rogue. And, of course, Hugh Jackman rocked it. He's aging a little bit. He's supposed to be the ageless character, but you can tell he's getting on in the years. But, you know, the film series has been... Oh, my gosh. The film series is almost 15 years old. That's amazing. Stan is missing as well. It's like he always makes a little cameo somewhere, but he did not in this one. I was really surprised by that. I was really hoping he was going to be in there. Pardon my hair, it's a mess today. I've been cleaning, I'll admit it, and cooking, believe it or not. Still trying to lose weight, so I've been eating like fruit and had some very healthy pasta sauce, just a little tiny bit of pasta, because my brother wasn't here to make the zucchini spirals. Anyway, back to the movie. Lots and lots of action. Like I said, they do pull a Star Trek. They pull Star Trek 11, which means those films happened in an alternate timeline, except for First Class. So now the timeline of everything through Origins, and then X-Men 1, then X-Men 2, then X-Men 3, and even the Wolverine. This is in a separate continuity now. But Wolverine remembers. He remembers both, kind of like Spock in X-Men. I'm sorry, Star Trek 11. Yeah, it's clever when they do that. I don't know if they would have been able to do that without Star Trek 11 doing it first. Thoroughly enjoyable. By the way, the theater was packed. My cousin and a good friend of mine were going to come see it with me. They got to the theater and they were sold out completely for the 5:30 show on Memorial Day because we got rained out here in Austin. Everybody went to go see the movies. And I went to Regal Gateway Cinema. Very clean, very nice theater. If you haven't been there, please go. Do not, I implore you, my dear fellow fanboys and girls, do not wait for DVD on this one. Go see it in theaters. It is worth the $8. Go. It's a fun, fun ride. I'd say it's as good as X-Men 2. I'm going to go ahead and say it. It was as good as X-Men 2. Now, the Sentinels, they show a different couple versions. It's not this one, although you did see this one in X-Men 3 briefly in the Danger Room. It's new design, very weird, very cool. And then in the future, they got these Sentinels that morph and mimic other X-Men's powers, other mutants' powers. It was so much fun. It really was. But because part of it took place in the future, there's another character essential to X-Men that I wanted to see. Cable. Now, I didn't get to see Cable, but that's okay. Because we're not quite ready to see Cable, because when we see Cable, we know we're going to have to see somebody else. Actually, who we really want to see, as long as he's done properly. Who could it be? Who's always with Cable? Hey, you talking about me? Yes, I am. Oh, stop it. Freaking Deadpool. We were all begging for it. The real Deadpool movie, not this. No, negative. This. But apparently, since he breaks the fourth wall, the movie's the perfect vehicle anyway. He's going to make fun of this when they do this. Okay, good. And there's a couple surprise cameos at the very end. Just a couple surprise cameos. Who? Oh, didn't see anything. Oh, oops. And Angel wasn't in it, Red Angel. No, the next movie, as you know, is Age of Apocalypse. So there is a secret ending. I'm not going to tell you what it's about. There's a secret ending. Stick around after the credits. You heard it here. But if we're getting Apocalypse, maybe we'll get this guy too. Freaking Mr. Sinister. A lot of really powerful, nasty villains in the X-Men universe. And it's crazy, because in the comics, they play with time a lot. Cable is the child of Jean and Scott in one universe, and then Rachel, who hangs out with Cable, is their kid in another universe, in another timeline, where they had a girl. It gets really crazy. Then there's another daughter. There's like Rachel Gray and Rachel Summers, and it gets convoluted. So a movie where they're messing with time and making a whole new timeline in X-Men, that's perfect. Because things, I imagine, are even going to impact from one timeline to the other. That's speculation. I'm sorry, guys. I usually don't do any spoilers, but I had to, because it's time travel, I got to put some of that in there. So I'll put a note on that there are a couple spoilers on this one. So I'm sorry for that if y'all didn't read the warning. But yeah, rollicking, fracking good time. Honestly. I had little kids sitting beside me, and they're like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "Oh, that's Bishop. That's Bishop. He's cool. Don't worry about him. He can take care of himself against Sentinels." Ooh, what other mutants do they have? Blink and Sunspot. Oh, Quicksilver. Quicksilver is in it. And the glaring question that's on all your minds, do they acknowledge that Magneto is the father of Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch and Polaris, who shares her father's magnetic ability? And the answer is, go watch the freaking movie. That's all I'm going to say. Actually, they only show one Maximoff child, so no, they do show a second one, but they're not twins. Anyway, oh, and that brings up another crazy point with all the rights of the different companies and all. We've got Quicksilver in 2 separate movie universes now, and the one that's allowed legally to acknowledge that Magneto's his dad. Did they do it? Go see. But in Avengers 2, I think all he's allowed to say is, "My father's on the world's most wanted terrorist list, and he's in a plastic prison." That's it. They can't say anything else. Oh! Kelsey Grammer shows up as Old Beast just at the very end. Just letting you know he's in there. A little treat. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I give it a good. Not just a decent, not quite a great. It was a good. It's a popcorn movie, but oh, and Halle Berry's back as Storm. I forgot to mention that. Sorry. Everybody in it gave a great performance, as this particular set of actors always does. Hugh Jackman always on top. Patrick Stewart always professional, and Ian McKellen. All of them. Ellen Page, Michael Fassbender, James McAvoy, Shawn Ashmore, Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence always gives a great performance, not just because she looks fantastic wearing nothing but blue paint, guys. I mean, that's true. Don't get me wrong. She does look amazing wearing nothing but blue paint. Little Katniss, you really are a girl on fire. Oh, my. Anyway, I digress. So I've gabbed your ears off for 14 minutes here. You keep watching them, I'll keep reviewing them. Have a great night, fanboys. Be well, live long, prosper, and Nanu fracking Nanu. Peace. No, I said close it!